shocking silence. Jungkook's emotional confession leaves Jin speechless. ARMY in tears in a moment that defied every expectation and shattered the emotional threshold of millions. Jungkook stood center stage and uttered words that no one saw coming. The youngest member of BTS, often known for his quiet resilience and unwavering professionalism, broke down in front of thousands, and what he said left Seokjin, the eldest member, completely silent. Why did Jungkook's confession strike so deeply? What truth did he reveal that caused Jin to freeze, unable to respond? And why did ARMY, the global fanbase, find themselves sobbing uncontrollably, unable to move on from the weight of that moment? The incident occurred during the final segment of BTS's emotionally charged performance in Seoul, a concert already saturated with nostalgia, vulnerability, and the looming uncertainty of what lies ahead for the group. As the lights dimmed and the final notes of Spring Day faded into the air, Jungkook stepped forward, his voice trembling, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. What followed was not scripted. It was not rehearsed. It was raw, unfiltered emotion, and it changed everything. "I don't know how to say this," Jungkook began, his voice cracking under the pressure of the moment. "But I've been holding this in for years. I've always looked up to Jin. He's been my anchor, my guide, my brother. But there's something I never told him. Something I should have said a long time ago." The crowd fell into a stunned silence. Even the members behind him seemed frozen, their expressions unreadable. Jin, standing just a few feet away, lowered his microphone and stared at Jungkook, his face pale, his lips pressed tightly together. The tension was suffocating. What was Jungkook about to reveal? Was it a personal regret? A hidden conflict? Or something far more profound? "I was afraid," Jungkook continued, "that if I ever showed weakness, I'd disappoint him. I thought I had to be strong all the time. But the truth is, I've been struggling. And I never told anyone, not even him." The confession hit like a tidal wave. ARMY members in the audience began to cry, some audibly sobbing, others clutching their light sticks as if to ground themselves. The vulnerability in Jungkook's voice was unmistakable. This wasn't just a moment of emotional release. It was a revelation of years of silent suffering, masked by smiles and flawless performances. Jin did not speak. He did not move. His eyes remained locked on Jungkook, and for the first time in BTS's history, the eldest member was rendered speechless. The silence was deafening. It wasn't avoidance. It wasn't shock. It was something deeper, a recognition of pain, a confrontation with a truth too heavy to process in real time. Why did Jungkook choose this moment to speak? Why now, after years of silence? Was it the culmination of internal battles, the weight of expectations, or a signal of transformation within the group? And what did Jin's silence truly mean? Was it guilt? Was it sorrow? Or was it the beginning of a new understanding between them? The emotional gravity of the moment did not dissipate quickly. Even after the concert ended, social media exploded with reactions. ARMY members from around the world shared their heartbreak, their empathy, and their confusion. Many admitted they had never seen Jungkook so vulnerable, so exposed. Others questioned what this meant for BTS's future. Was this a turning point? A sign that the group was entering a new phase, one defined not just by music, but by emotional transparency? The implications of Jungkook's confession are still being dissected. Analysts and longtime fans alike are revisiting past interviews, performances, and interactions between Jungkook and Jin, searching for clues that might explain the depth of this moment. Was there a pattern of emotional suppression? Did Jungkook feel isolated despite being surrounded by his members? And why did Jin, known for his warmth and humor, respond with silence instead of comfort? Some speculate that Jin's reaction was not a lack of empathy, but a reflection of his own internal struggle. Perhaps he recognized the pain in Jungkook's words because he had felt it too. Perhaps his silence was a form of respect, an acknowledgement that words were insufficient to address the magnitude of what had just been shared. Others believe this moment marks a shift in BTS's dynamic. For years, the group has been celebrated for their unity, their brotherhood, and their ability to overcome adversity together. But Jungkook's confession suggests that even within that unity, individual battles persist. It raises questions about the emotional toll of fame, the pressure to maintain perfection, and the cost of silence. Why did ARMY cry so uncontrollably? Because they saw themselves in Jungkook. They saw the fear of vulnerability, the pain of isolation, and the courage it takes to speak one's truth. His words transcended the stage. They became a mirror for millions, a reminder that even the strongest among us carry burdens we cannot see. And what of Jin? His silence continues to haunt fans. Some have described it as the most powerful moment of the night, more impactful than any lyric, any choreography, any encore. Because in that silence, there was truth. There was recognition. There was love. As the dust settles and the world continues to process what happened, one thing is clear. This was not just a concert. It was a reckoning. A moment that peeled back the layers of performance and revealed the humanity beneath. Jungkook's confession, Jin's silence, and ARMY's tears have become a triad of emotional resonance that will echo for years to come. What happens next remains uncertain. Will Jungkook speak further about his struggles? Will Jin respond in time, perhaps in a letter, a song, or a quiet gesture? Will BTS address the emotional undercurrents that surfaced so dramatically on that stage? And will ARMY be ready to embrace the group not just as idols, but as individuals navigating the complexities of life under the spotlight? The questions linger unanswered, but the impact is undeniable. Jungkook's voice, trembling yet resolute, has opened a door that cannot be closed. And Jin's silence, heavy with meaning, has left the world waiting, breathless, emotional, and forever changed. This was the moment that redefined everything. And it began with a confession that no one saw coming. And yet, the silence persists. Days have passed since Jungkook's confession, but the emotional aftershocks continue to ripple through the fandom. ARMYs are replaying the footage, analyzing every glance, every breath, every flicker of emotion on Jin's face. The absence of a verbal response from him has only intensified speculation. Was he overwhelmed? Was he processing years of unspoken tension? Or was he simply choosing to honor Jungkook's vulnerability with the gravity it deserved? Not with words, but with presence. This moment has become more than just a highlight of a concert. It is now a symbol of emotional reckoning within BTS. It has sparked conversations about mental health, emotional expression, and the unseen burdens carried by public figures.